Shotgun time.
I wish I had it like 40 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
Live.
What's
up, everybody? This is Spike.
This is Drew.
It's the year in review, 2017. It's 805 Live. Settle up into the bar. Everything else that I say.
And stuff things.
And you, too.
It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means?
Cookies and porn? You're the best mom ever.
Okay, terrific.
Hashtag get loopy, talk smack. You're listening to 805 Live with Spike and Drew.
That's our hashtag.
Get loopy, talk smack. Producer Lisa from Omaha.
Yes, indeed. Hey.
Yes.
Upgraded some things. It's a very holiday 805 Live with Spike and Drew, but we have things to talk about and we have a bar to open.
A very Brady holiday?
It's a very Brady holiday. Thank you. God, I knew I loved you for reasons.
Are you in touch with your world?
Well, I'm in touch with Sweden.
Sweden?
Sweden. Well, I will tell, thank you. We have experienced growing pains, as it were. We have a bigger audience than once we had. And because of that, I decided to up our hosting on our podcast site.
Oh.
So we can see where, in fact, our audience is and maybe ridicule them. However, this is not ridicule worthy. This isn't open the bar worthy. Did you know that we have a fan in Sweden?
A fan or somebody who was bored enough to download the podcast and see what it was about?
Semantics.
Potato.
We have a fan in Sweden. I think it's probably a member of the Swedish swimsuit team.
Is her name Olga?
I hope.
Does that bring back bad memories?
But horrid memories. Thank you very much. Even think of that until you mention it. We will not talk of that on this show or ever.
Unga and
now we will open the bar and
Unga and Inga. Sorry, I'm talking over you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Inga would be lovely.
There we go. Let's go with Inga from Sweden.
If not, you could be the guy from Europe.
Why does it got to be a guy? Isn't our majority of the listenership female?
It's probably a Swedish swimsuit team model.
Inga.
Right. But if not, it's maybe that guitar player from Europe.
Oh.
Let's toast to them and start a show. What do you say?
Yeah. You know what I just realized? Oh, sorry.
Have something to drink?
Sorry, Vinny. You're going to have to cut that S word out.
Chuck.
Let's do this one.
You're going to have to pull off the bottle, Daddy.
We're going to free ball it here because I didn't bring any shot glass or nothing.
Why wouldn't we?
So we're toasting to Inga.
We're toasting to our Swedish team. If you are our Swedish team, send us a message. Let us know what's going on. Here's to you.
The Swedish 805.
That was the loudest thing in my ears.
It's because you were rocking out before the show.
I was rocking out. It's all Lisa's fault. Merry Christmas, brah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. What'd you do for Christmas?
We did. We drove around and looked at the lights in the gated neighborhood that I live in.
Ooh, aren't you swank?
It's pretty funny because you'll have 3 or 4 houses that are fully decked out, so you know that they're kind of competing against each other, but then you have like 4 or 6 houses with pitch black Grinch.
Almost as if it's Halloween. We will be having none of your visiting.
And then other than that, just maxing and relaxing at Casa de Spike.
Hanging out with your brand new iPhone X-rated.
Oh gosh, brand new iPhone X is pretty freaking amazing, I gotta say.
Well, you got to plug it in though. That's weird.
Well, I just chose to do it. I've been the battery, which kind of brings us into this first topic. The battery works pretty well on the iPhone X, but sadly for everybody else, the battery sucks.
Oh my God, that has been the stupidest story this week.
I think they're going to be in a buttload of trouble.
See, and all right, what Spike's talking about, story broke this week that Apple has been throttling the CPU on older phones that report their battery efficiency below a certain percent in order to lengthen the useful battery charge of a phone. So say, for example, your iPhone 6, maybe it's got 80% of the battery left. Apple is going to throttle the CPU on that phone so that your day lasts longer with your phone. Problem is, Apple didn't bother to tell anybody about this or give them a choice.
So now, for clarification, I'm going to ask this. So if I've got an iPhone 6S Plus,
Sure,
and it's at 80% battery, it faster?
No, what happens is there is a set amount of battery in the OS.
Okay.
That the phone will say, oh, look, my battery efficiency is only X percent, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, maybe 70, maybe 80%. But my battery isn't as good as it used to be. So now I'm going to run slower so my charge lasts longer. But you don't have any choice in that as an end user. Right. You can't say, oh, look, I got a sorry, tired butt battery, so I'm going to slow things down. Apple just said, no, we'll slow you down.
I think it's going to end ugly for them because, one, the public hates being in the dark.
Right.
Or being taken advantage of without their knowledge.
Well, most of the public.
They will be up in arms and they will be, lighting the fires.
But by the same token, and the Samsung commercial makes me think of this. Do you think the Apple sheeple, and I'm not slamming your brethren or your sister-in.
Apple sheeple?
Apple sheeple. Do you honestly think they're going to say, oh, screw you, Apple, I'm going to go buy a Nokia?
No, but I bet they try to upgrade their phone.
Well, which is exactly what Apple wants you to do anyway.
Right.
Which
is one of the reasons why Casa de Spike, damn it.
Darn it.
Vinny, get that one out.
Well, we're going to have to pay him time and a half.
Right. That's why Casa de Spike, we're going to go to the Apple a day or Apple a year or whatever the heck that is.
Upgrade every time we come out with something new.
It just makes sense because we're both just such nerdy geeks about the new and shiny that we're just going to do it.
Well, and here's you go. You got your mortgage, you got your car payment, her car payment, your phone payment, her phone payment. Huh?
She doesn't have a car payment. She's got a little teeny tiny something that's, I think it's paid off.
Way to be involved in the household. I'm proud that you know that.
Sorry. Hey, she bought it on her own. I was not even involved in that.
You know what? My other half came home with a car one day. I'm like, look, I bought a book. And she's like, oh, I have a brand new car that I drove home today that you had no clue about. So when I buy a microphone, I don't feel in the least bit bad.
Right.
Not even a little bit. I'm like, you bought a $25,000 car.
Yes.
I bought this microphone.
I was at work and she sent me an email or a text or one of the two and said, look what I bought. I'm like,
dude,
you and I have lived a certain way for a little bit of our life. I mean, just going out and the spouse / the other half just going and buying a vehicle. Me buying a vehicle was one thing, but let alone my spouse just going and doing
buy a vehicle.
Say again?
He made you buy a vehicle. It's not like it snuck up on anybody.
Yeah, and I'm still having issues with.
Dude, embrace the mom van.
My soccer dad van.
Embrace it.
I'm gonna need more room because hauling around the DJ equipment and the drums and stuff like that. I Tetris this stuff in there, but I need something bigger.
Base to follow spot.
And I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. I tell you what we've come into a show, and
my friend,
yes,
allow me to say that you have a huge announcement.
that's coming. This is different.
All right, okay.
The Ozzy Osbourne and his son Jack have a new series out.
Wow, did this take a left turn I did not see coming?
Right, but it ties into this next part that I'm talking about.
So you say.
So we started watching this, and they're traveling the United States in a pretty decent RV.
Okay.
We're really thinking that we may get an RV.
Holy balls, because just 2 days ago, the missus says to me, we need an RV, and we need to park it in Arizona for a month in the winter. Seriously. That will also come up in the show in a bit, but go ahead.
So that her car is paid off right now, and I think she's looking at RVs.
I don't know why not. You can put a mobile studio in an RV. Seriously.
That would be something fun.
In fact, you got a mobile studio size board. Just haul it right into an RV would be bonus time.
Yeah, hell, just sell the house and just once you retire, sell the house and just drive around like that.
That pretty much is the goal. I'm just going to put on my coverall and
if the bar at the beach doesn't work.
Yeah, if the bar at the beach doesn't work where I'm wearing a pair of cutoffs and a tank top, we'll do the coveralls in the RV with the ball cap. We'll do that.
Yeah, this took a way big turn. So where did we start off at? We started off at car payments.
Maybe even before that. I don't know. However, I don't even know how to put this show back on the rails.
Oh, well, why would we even start now?
So if we're talking about, well, allow me to do a segue. So we're talking us in our elderlyhood, RV or right. Two. Did you hear the story about the 83-year-old fella and his 80-year-old wife who were driving across country?
No.
They were driving across country for Christmas, and in Blair, Nebraska, they got pulled over by the gendarmerie.
Where is Blair? For some reason, I feel like I've been there.
You know, I think it's out in the middle of bum fart nowhere, Nebraska.
BFE?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's in the part that's not Lincoln or Omaha. So pretty much BFE.
Either Central or Western?
Yes, I believe. Okay. And the fact that we've never done a gig there makes me believe that's where it's at.
Wasn't there a gig we did way out in West Nebraska, like way on the other side of Nebraska?
Oof. Almost to Rapid City. Yeah, that would be Grand Island.
That might have been it.
That probably was it. So at any rate, this elderly couple were driving from California to Maine or someplace, and they're driving across on the interstate just last week and got pulled over by the local gendarmerie.
Gendarmerie? What are you talking about when you say that?
The Popo.
Oh.
So the Popo said, your hoopty smells like dope.
Your hoopty. Oh.
So here is an 83-year-old dude and his 80-year-old wife driving across country with 60 pounds of pot.
What?
60 pounds of pot.
Oh my.
83 years old.
83?
Yeah, him and his wife was 80. So not your typical mules. 83 pounds or 60 pounds of pot.
Right.
Cop says, "What's up?" They're like, It's Christmas presents.
What the? Oh my goodness.
Apparently they are no longer at the jail in Blair, Nebraska, but the jailer lady at Blair, Nebraska tells the news that they're no longer here. I have no other information. So who knows? Who knows? This is probably the most bizarre story we have brought up all year.
No, not the most bizarre.
83 years old driving 60 pounds of pot coast to coast. come up with something better.
Not most bizarre. No.
Pretty up there bizarre.
Vinny, get ready. Vinny, get ready to put a cuckoo sound here, but were they high as fuck or what?
I'm guessing the reason they got pulled over in Blair, Nebraska is the speed limit was 65 and they were going 38. That's my guess.
But were they high or no?
I don't know. I have no clue. I tripped up over the 83-year-old guy gets pulled over with 6 pounds of pot part.
Well, how old's Keith Richards? He's probably got that in his back pocket.
He probably does, and also does Willie Nelson, but still, this guy apparently is not famous for playing guitar or singing.
Well, there's that.
Right. Honestly, there is a big part of me that thinks, rock on, brother.
Well, but your choice of is probably a little lacking.
That's entirely possible. Entirely possible. I want to know what would prompt the Blair, Nebraska police to pull over this 83-year-old fella. Like I said, I think he was going 38 and 65.
That's the one thing Mrs. Spike noticed when we were visiting in October, that there was a speed minimum.
Yeah, you don't have that in California.
You do not have a minimum in California.
No, in California, you have the posted speed limit, the I'm going to get you speed limit, and the chill the hell out speed limit. There is no minimum. That's just not necessary. Nope. That may be in residential areas. Possible.
What do we have? I'm going to take a look at the sheet here real quick.
You got the sheet?
Yeah. We're gonna do and see, we didn't, as regular listeners know, maybe, and if not, if you're a new listener, I'll explain anyway. Drew and I sometimes will just not talk about anything show related during the week, so that when you hear it, whether you're listening on the podcast or listening live, you're getting reactions and thoughts live.
Weird.
So we are going to have a contest after the beginning of the year. We need to plan a little bit. I know that's difficult for us sometimes, but we will.
Possible.
Right. But yeah, so stick around with that. Make sure you tell your friends, share the podcast, go and rate it on iTunes. That'll be a lot of fun.
In your big boy words, we're having a couple contests where you can win things.
Right.
We
know one of them will be producer Vinny made a rig where if you're doing your own podcast, how you can take phone calls, right? You bought one for us.
Yeah, that's the beginning of a long rabbit tail. But yeah, we have producer Vinny's cable, and it's enabled us to interview people.
And then the second one, Drew and I still need to hash it out a little bit, but we want to make it fun. We know that there's all of Fort, like Mountain Man Dan, Lisa, you, and me were about the only ones who did the pro pick'em this year.
Well, and Hannah the Homo, but she quit too. So
yeah, so it all kind of fizzled out. We need to we'll discuss that before the start of 2018. But essentially, by default, Lisa's the winner because she's kicking all our butts when we remember to.
Right, we owe Lisa like $100.
She can take it out of her pay. No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, something like that. Next year, I'm voting we don't do this unless we get 20 people involved in the pickup.
Maybe
we should be there. We
shouldn't be there.
We should be there next year. We should have that many people that want our free money, for crying out loud.
Well, either that or like the game that I was a part of this year here at in California, where we just did a last man standing league.
That'd work.
Less less hassle. You just pick one team. Can't be the same team from week to week, and last person wins the kit and caboodle.
I just want to give away money. I don't care how.
I know, right?
Right? I just want to give the people my cash, which is one of the weirdest sentences I've ever stated, ever. But I do.
But I do. Okay.
Okay. You didn't ask me how my holiday went.
I know how your holiday went.
Yeah, but we're doing a show where other people don't. And they might be marginally interested.
Okay. How did your holiday went?
It was quiet.
See now?
Well,
that's going to bring in the listeners.
There's more to quiet.
Okay.
See, now all the fam is in Arizona. I am here with the dog because the dog does not do hotels well. The last time we put the dog in a hotel, he got a urinary tract infection because he couldn't be bothered to eat or drink for a week. So I am here hanging out with the puppy, doing work. The fam is in Arizona.
So you'll never be able to take a vacation with him?
No, he's not immortal.
Huh?
The dog is not immortal.
Well, I know that, but
while he continues to bless us with his presence,
right,
one of us will need to be home or we take him with. Pretty much are our choices.
Okay.
So the fam today was at Topgolf in Scottsdale.
But that was fun.
I bet it was too, but not nearly as much fun as I had. I had planned for the Christmas holiday to not step outside for New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, Christmas, or the day after. However, that was queered when I had to go to Lowe's to buy plumbing parts for the turlet. So Sam was at Topgolf. I was at Lowe's buying a new flusher handle for the kids' toilet, which I also unclogged for Boxing Day. So I don't know who had more fun, but it was a big day for all of us. Big day.
Big day.
Big day. Hey, my friend.
Yes.
I was just trying to figure out when we started this thing, but we're not there yet. We can't drink again.
Well, you can. Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Man. We have a thing to talk about. You want to drink first?
I'm wondering why. Is this going? Or is that me talking? Oh, that was me talking, I think.
Ebert.
Well, we're not limited to when we can drink. If you want to drink, you can have a drink.
But I have two drinks. And I know it's
two drinks, one mouth. There is a problem.
Exactly. Thank you. Older listeners will remember that when this show got its start, at the same time, celebrities started dying about 1 or 2 a week.
It was the weirdest thing.
It was the weirdest thing. We had just kicked off the show, topical as we are. All of a sudden, people started dying.
Was it this year or last year's show?
Last year.
Are you sure it wasn't this year? I think it was this year.
Right after the beta, we had just started the show. So like 2 years ago, all of a sudden we start episode 1. I can't remember who died, but somebody died and we made note of it. Somebody died on week 2. We made note of it. 3, 5, 7 weeks go by. It was our shtick.
It was definitely a run of interesting bad luck.
It was that, but we made the most of it and laughed and joked because we're pricks.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Right.
But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. There you go.
No, do it.
So we kind of, at some point, began to feel bad about making light of this, and people stopped dying for a couple months, and we got off the bit. However, 1 year ago, we made our predictions for who would die in 2017. Spike made a list. I made a list. This is totally on the honor system. I could cheat. He could cheat. If he's cheating, I'm going to go back and listen to the show where he gave his prediction. Call him on it, but I don't think he will. This is, we have no sounder for this. This is time for the Death Pool 2017 Reckoning.
So what I did, I have amassed some of the notable deaths throughout the year, and I'm highlighting as we speak the two that I know that I picked.
See, now I made my list of 10. You made your list of 10.
Now, wait. Don't give away how many you did or did not get.
I will not.
Okay. We'll go through the list and we'll find out if how many
on our list, not on our list.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So some of the notable deaths out of the shoot in January 25th, we lost Mary Tyler Moore.
Not on my list.
Not on mine. She was doing commercials for something up until recently, wasn't she?
You see, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember doing commercials, but I don't remember her really being in the news, not in the news, yada, yada.
Right.
So.
And then 1 month later, relatively younger guy, we lost Bill Paxton.
Really relatively younger guy. I would say he's within smacking distance of both of us.
Yeah. For those of you who maybe don't recognize the name right away, very recognizable from Independence Day, being the president in Independence Day.
Was he not also on red means stop, green means go, yellow means go very fast? What was the movie?
I don't know which one you're talking about there.
All right, well, we'll let that go. All right, yeah, I had it. No, went away.
Thought
Never mind.
process is amazing.
Yeah, because I'm about to be Bill Paxton. Yeah.
Was Bill Paxton on your list?
No.
Bill Paxton was not on my list as well. All right. That takes us up to March 18th. We lost Chuck Berry.
Also not on my list.
Not on my list. Chuck Berry being famous for way down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans. What's the name of that song? God dang it. Johnny Be Good. There we go.
There you go.
Oh my.
He could play the guitar like a ringing a bell.
Papa Spike's going to get on me for not knowing that right away.
I should hope so.
April 6th, Don Rickles.
To be honest with you, I don't know that I knew that Don Rickles was even still alive.
Right. I would concur with that, but so he is not now.
He is currently no longer amongst the breathing.
He won't be signing any autographs tonight.
Mr. Day would like you to kiss his ass.
May 18th, and this is, I tell you, I was leery. I was him-hawing about putting this guy on this list because of the, Vinny, you're gonna have to bait me out on this one because of the pussy way he went out. Chris Cornell passed away on May 18th.
Didn't he snort his brain full and pass out in a bus?
He killed himself, didn't he?
Oh, might have done.
I thought he killed himself.
Might have. I thought it was who died in the bus was Scott.
But he was last year though. He wasn't this year.
The year before. Yeah. All right. Cornell. Yep.
Was Chris Cornell on your Deadpool list?
He was not. Who would have thought?
I pretty safe to say I don't think he was on anybody's Deadpool list.
Right.
May 23rd, just in the same month, lost a good one. Roger Moore.
You know, I know how much crap I would get from people that are Bond fans, but I don't know that any of our audience is. My favorite James Bond. And I know Ray will be screaming right now in Buckeye, Arizona that Sean Connery is the best James Bond ever, but Roger Moore was the James Bond I grew up with, and I will miss him.
Sean Connery wasn't?
Sean Connery was a very good James Bond, but Moore was the one that I kind of came to that series with.
Gotcha. Was Roger Moore on your Deadpool list?
Of course not.
Me too. Neither. One of those two.
That thing.
June 9th, the Batman, Adam West, passed away.
Also not on my list. And he's been really active of late.
He was. I think he was still doing Comic-Cons and appearances and stuff like that. Was Adam West on your list?
Nope.
July was dead free, as far as anybody of.
There was no Deadpool in July.
But August 20th, probably one of the funniest guys ever, Jerry Lewis.
Oh. Hey, lady.
I can't remember. Huh?
Also not on my list.
Oh, well, I had him on my list.
Well, you're a bastard.
Right. Last time the movie channels during their free preview weekend, the Bellboy and the Nutty Professor were both on, and I've got those TiVo'd or recorded on the diver, as it were.
On the diver.
Yeah. So Jerry Lewis, gosh darn.
Good pull, movies. That would have been that was a low hanging fruit right there.
Right. Next one, and I think this is the one we both had. September 27th, Hugh Hefner.
You know what? I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I did not have Hugh.
Oh, Hugh wasn't the one you had?
No, Hugh was not.
Oh, see, I had Hugh Hefner.
That would have been so very obvious.
Well, that's the whole point of the Deadpool. You want to put on who you know is kicking.
Right. And nope. Totally did not guess. I thought Hugh was immortal.
Well, right. Because he had free room and board for the rest of his life. So what else could he need?
Right.
October 2nd. God, this was a rough one too. Tom Petty.
Yeah, I did not see that one coming.
November 19th, Charles Manson. Oh, sorry. Was Tom Petty on your list?
No.
November 19th, Charles Manson.
No, that POS was not on my list.
The world is a little less evil now that he's gone, but it's still pretty oof.
Yeah.
November 21st, David Cassidy. Was David Cassidy on your list?
See, there is no way I would have expected that one.
Partridge Family.
Here's where I'm going. Neither one of us were good at this death pool.
Well,
you were 50% better than I was, but
right. But it always made for an interesting thing. And
right, we'll go over our.
Let me get out this last one. Then we can talk about. I know what you want to talk about. November 30th. Golly, Jim Nabors passed away.
Not also on my list.
Not on my list either.
See, I think you missed the one on my list that I actually got.
Who is that?
That would be the Rhinestone Cowboy.
Glen Campbell. That's right.
That's the one I actually got. So
I think what we could do and what we should do is it's probably, does it have to be the next? I don't have a calendar. Let me check my trusty iPhone 10 real moment while I stare at it so it opens. That's
well, I hope your retinas look like they did this morning.
Hey,
hey, lady.
Hey. So it's going to be next week. Let's try to do that on January 2nd. Yes.
Yes. What my partner is talking about is we're going to have our 2018 prediction show. What the rest of the staff does not know
until right now
is they're going to be on the air also with their top 10 list.
We're going to include the whole family, the whole 805 live. I'm not even drinking and I can't talk.
See, the whole premise of this show is that we drink.
I know, but I was so wanting to get set up and, we were kind of running a little behind. So I was trying to get the best I could. My hair looks awesome today. I just want to make sure everybody knows.
How does long straight hair not look the same every day?
Because
Every day it's long and it's straight.
I know, but it's
And can I just say, I am so glad that I have my curl back.
it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad.
Brother, it was an interesting experiment.
It was.
I looked sort of not me. Let's just throw that out there.
Right.
So
hopefully we're gonna get maybe some of the listeners involved, but definitely the core will be involved. The core family. Sorry.
The whole 805 Live family, the whole staff, you, me, Lisa, Vinny. They don't even know it yet, but we're going to put them on the air next week. They're going to put out their Deadpool for 2018, and we're going to record it next week.
Are we going to do this live with them, or
I think so. Yes, I think that would be very good.
Okay,
I think so.
Or we could maybe do it on the weekend, maybe.
If they beg and plead, but we'll do it at some point.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, I am slightly distracted. It's been boiling for some time now.
I don't know that I like where this is going at all.
Those of you who follow the show know that I'm in a band called K Talon Band. Oh, she just brought me a cocktail. Oh my God, what is this?
Stop on this time.
Hey, oh, jeez. Hey.
Hi.
Where's she at?
Arizona. Oh, you're talking about yours.
Am I a camel? How am I going to finish that whole thing?
Better hump it.
We'll finish it together. Okay. Thank you. Oh my, do you see that?
I do see that. It's always size with you bitches.
Whew. So I'm in a band here locally, and we just got some excellent news, and a great thing is happening in March. We're going to be opening up for the lead singer from Hinder, and I'm just excited as heck, and somebody's wanted to buy a ticket, and so I'm just giving her the information.
Well, I could see that because, frankly, the opening act must sell tickets.
Well, you know, I talked to a couple people that play locally, and they said that that's not an unusual occurrence, and definitely for the location we're playing at, you want to play there because it's one of the premier. It's a new place, but it's a premier joint. Bullet Boys played there a couple months ago. LA Guns is playing there in January, and they run the gamut. What's that?
I'm excited for you.
Dude, I can't even tell you how excited I am about this. I mean,
are you going to have the flip around upside down drum cage?
I might be limited to just doing the seesaw, but
okay. All right. Cool. It'll be a great show one way or the other.
It will be. Hopefully I'll get a lot of video and video blog or something like that. I know we're running a tad long. We're going to probably, we're probably going to skip the game.
The game. I want to go back to the Deadpool.
Okay.
I want to see who were your predictions at the beginning of the year and mine as well.
Sure. Give me one moment, please.
Juan Conamera, but I
can't.
Juan Tomato.
I can't.
You can't?
Well, because when I broadcast 805 live show, I log in as us, so I don't have access to my.
Well, I will go over my list.
Sure, let's do that.
So my list at the beginning of the year, George Bush Sr., I thought was a good bet. He's proved me wrong. Prince Philip, I thought was a good bet. Also proved me wrong.
Was that a wild card? He's a younger guy, right?
Prince Philip is 90-something.
Okay. Gotcha.
Justin Bieber was just a hopeful.
That was your wild card.
That was my wild card.
Okay.
Meatloaf, I thought history may have caught up with him.
Have you seen him interviewed on Access TV?
I have not.
He did an interview with the guy from 60 Minutes, and you can really tell the age is kicking in on him a little bit.
I may keep him on my list then.
Because while he's been dyeing the hair a little bit, his speech pattern reminds me of like a 90-year-old guy.
Like Trump,
Right.
right? Who also was on my list.
Was he really?
I thought the
Assassination.
obligations of Noel, that as well.
Right.
I thought the obligations of office might exhaust him to the grave. However, not so much.
Gotcha.
The one that I thought would do himself in was Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah.
He's on my list. Still kicking.
Interestingly enough, you don't hear much about that case now.
Well, and isn't that odd? I mean, you did for the longest time.
Right.
And old blind Bill Cosby caning his way into the courtroom, and now for the last 4 months, nothing.
Do you think he's paid these ladies off, and that's why nobody's hearing anything about it?
I think Bill likes pudding.
Oh, that's just disturbing that you say it like that.
Pudding is junk where it don't belong, but I don't know if he has paid off these people or not. And I brought that up because you sent me that gift.
That's funny.
So many months ago.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. Also on my list, Bill Cosby.
You said that?
Okay. Bob Newhart is who I meant to say next.
Okay.
Because Bob Newhart is older than my grandfather.
But you know what? Newhart is on Big Bang Theory all the time, it seems like.
Well, not this last year, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The year before, yes. But yeah, I'm with you. And watching him on Big Bang, I was like, dang, Bob, you're going to check out next year. Not the case. Also on my list, Doris Day.
Oh, that's a good pull.
Who
I think I had Doris Day on my list too.
I think you did. I think thinking back a year and my memory's sharp.
Good thing.
Dick Van Dyke on my list.
Good thing something sharp on you, right?
Right. Dick Van Dyke's on my list. Interestingly enough, Dick Van Dyke did not kick it, but Jim Nabors did.
Yeah.
And the one that actually came through for me is the Rhinestone Cowboy.
Mr. Glen Campbell.
Mr. Glen Campbell.
So this will be fun. If you guys want to play along, maybe we'll have a tally sheet on the Facebook page or something of the like.
If we could cross it off, would that be a tallywhacker?
Right.
Right.
I do have breaking news. There is an entertainer that is dead.
Just now?
Mr. Billy Joel.
Are you what?
Billy Joel is dead to me.
Oh.
Billy Joel.
So he's not physically dead.
No. But he's dead to me. Much like the way of Phil Collins. I watched
You're hateful.
Well, and let me explain, and maybe you can make your own judgment and people listening can understand. I watched a movie on Netflix this weekend called Hired Gun.
No idea.
No idea? Okay. Hired Gun is put on by a musician, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he essentially interviewed a bunch of these musicians that were hired guns for bands like, say, Alice Cooper. You know Alice Cooper's the front man, but do you know any of the band members?
No clue.
Sort of like Pink. Pink is the front person, but she hires
Sure.
musicians.
Yeah.
Billy Joel, back like even pre 52nd Street days, whatever the name of that album is.
Wow.
He hired a group of musicians. Liberty DeVito, the drummer, is the main guy that they really talk to, but it was him and like the bass player, like a guitar player. These three guys, they became the core of what Billy Joel's band was.
Okay.
And the thing about this movie that is very interesting is these guys essentially live from day to day.
Sure.
Because all of a sudden, after like 20 some years had gone by, Billy Joel just said, all right, you guys are done. Liberty DeVito had heard from the street that Billy Joel was making a new album. And he's like, well, that's interesting because I'm not playing on it apparently. And so Liberty DeVito and the guitar player and blah, 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 they're calling each other and, Like the one guitar player, he was still kind of with him. Liberty DeVito wasn't, and then the bass player, I think, wasn't. Bass player became incredibly distraught because bass player thought I was part of the band, and he killed himself.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Billy Joel pretty much didn't bat an eye, didn't return any of Liberty DeVito's calls. And I just think, you know what? You're a turd, man. That's a bad deal. That's a bad rap. I mean, I get it. If you're the band Kansas,
sure,
you've got X amount of people. If you're in Kiss, they interviewed Eric Singer too. If you're in Kiss, then you're an integral part. But if you're Billy Joel or Pink or Alice Cooper or whatever.
See, now that gets right to the core of an argument you and I have had a million times, and I don't even know it's an argument. It's a discussion.
Sure.
Lead singers have an unusual stranglehold on every band.
Absolutely.
I mean, Journey, you can say what you want about the Adrian Pennell, but Journey is Steve Perry. I mean, what have they done since? You look at the Rolling Stones, you look at Aerosmith. If those guys quit, they can do whatever they want, but the band's done.
Now, you know, Aerosmith, I think Aerosmith's got all the original people, I think, from day one.
I think so. And if it's not from day one, it's about day 3.
Yeah, I think they're all original. But like you were saying, like the Rolling Stones, that's Mick,
yep,
and Charlie are the 3 originals.
Right. Ronnie's not.
Ronnie's not an original. Plus, they've got horns, they got keys and stuff like that.
Right.
So
you look at one of the 3 Pink Floyds, who knows who's original?
Oh, you can say that for Rat also. My disdain for Bobby Blotzer.
How many times have you seen Bobby Blotzer perform?
Hold on. Put your hands together and start to pray. Pray to Lord baby Jesus that Bobby Blotzer's Rat is on the Kiss Cruise this year, because I will be heckling every single time I see him. Please, baby Jesus, make that happen.
Oh my God. You, every time I get on the Facebooks, I see you bitching about somebody paying attention to the Kiss Hall of Fame group.
Every single time. Oh God, you see now. Oh,
buttons I push.
Every single time Kiss posts something, there's a guy that made a group called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2014, blah, blah, blah. And he trolls for people to like his group. And it's like, I called him out.
You call him out daily.
No, I mean, I literally.
Life's purpose.
What happened was he was claiming he had a recording of Kiss doing White Christmas that they did live in concert. I had heard the radio show. They were on the Mark and Brian show when they did that, and he wouldn't believe me, kicked me out of the group, kicked me out of the 2014 group, and I was like, you know what? Then F you. I'm going to call you out. So anyway, you got me on a tangent.
I find it good that you've made this habit.
I don't, and I'm trying to scale back on my Facebooking as far as the crap talking I do, because I've got so many irons in the fire. I mean, I've got this, I've got the band and stuff. So I kind of say it again.
So much crap to talk.
So I try to scale that back. So, because I don't need any of that tarnish, but I tell you where I'm starting to get itchy trigger finger is that's Twitter.
That's a whole new venue for you.
You know who needs to just go away is Deion Sanders. I'm just done with Deion Sanders.
Let's not even crack the cork on washed up football players that I'm tired of.
But you know why? Do you know why I don't like Deion Sanders?
I can watch anymore.
Do you know why I don't like Deion Sanders?
Why do you not like Neon Deion?
I just, one, because he's a pompous twit, but 2, when he's interviewing the guys of the winning football team, then he dresses down into his yo G clothes, trying to be all street with these guys. And I'm like, Talk like a man. Talk like a respectful person. You don't need to try to dumb it down by trying to be a gang member. Oh, I'm so done.
That's why I also do not like Michael Irvin.
Yeah, no, I'm on with that. And I tell you what, we haven't talked about this. Michael Irvin is in trouble. A lot of those ESPN guys are in trouble, aren't they?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the untouched subject.
Which was interesting. Which was interesting watching the football this weekend because nobody talked about anything. And it was very sporadic of those who were talking what they were saying.
Thank God we aren't famous enough. You and I.
Right.
Hi. So what have we done? What did we discover this week?
You got my ire all worked up. Well, we didn't get through as much of the year in review, so maybe what we'll do is on the 2nd when we do this, we'll have more year of review to stuff to do, and we'll have the kids on with us.
Well, see, there you go. And what did I just unplugged myself?
Oh no. Are you there?
Back in.
There he is.
I got stuff.
All right.
And I'm trying to plug back in. Oh, thank God. I couldn't hear us for a second there, and I panicked.
That's all right.
So, yeah, here we go. The whole crew next week. Attendance is required.
Yeah. If you need a note to get out of class, just let us know.
I brought my pencil.
Give me something to write on, man.
Whew. Take us out.
You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Tip your bartenders, tip your waitresses, return the stewardesses to their upright position, and party at 408 Burley. As always, Junior, I'm glad you're doing this, by the way. Make good choices, do good deeds. I am Spike.
I'm Drew. We will see you in a week with the rest of the crew.
805 Live with Spike and Drew is trademark copyright pending and not sober since 1979. For optimum performance and safety, please read these instructions carefully, which is funny because how can you read a podcast? Some names have been changed to protect the innocent and the guilty. Some portions of this have been edited for time and or content. Some of the trademarks mentioned in this episode appear for identification purposes only. Subject to change without notice. One size does not always fit all. Not recommended for children under 12. Slippery When Wet, which is also an outstanding album by our good friend John Bon Jovi. Substantial penalty for withdrawal. Hooters, we really want you to be a sponsor. Do not play your headset at high volume. Do not puncture or incinerate. Do not change without notice. Do not stamp. Do not just stare at it. Eat it. By listening to this disclaimer, you absolve Spike, Andrew, their families, their friends, their associates, people they may have had a one-night stand with or incidental contact with of any and all wrongdoings past, present, future, for all perpetuity. This supersedes all previous disclaimers.